All your favorite wrestling shows rolled into one. Welcome to the BookIt podcast. Let's start the show.
They call me Big Daddy C. I'm back. That's why they call me Big Daddy C. I'm back. Yo, what's up, BookIt fam? This is your boy Big Daddy C back at you. Grand return of not only myself, but the All Elite Recap Show, where we cover all things related to All Elite Wrestling, basically covering Dynamite and Collision. So yeah, we had a crazy week in regards to both shows. We had the AEW, we had the All Elite Dynamite show, Maximum Carnage. You know, AEW is known for having these like mini pay-per-view-esque shows where they pretty much turn up the intensity with their matches. And so that's pretty much what we got on Wednesday as well as today. And so kicking off Dynamite, we had a match between Darby Allin and Pac. We know, Darby Allin's issues with the Death Riders still going on. It seemed like it's never going to end. But in this case, Darby and Pac is pretty much they've been having their main issues with each other. And so this match was crazy. Pretty much started out with Darby Allin diving onto Pac during his entrance, which pretty much caused them to brawl into the audience. Pac would eventually get the upper hand during this brawl after suplexing Darby Allin onto the steel steps. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch that clip. That shit looked like it hurt for real. Like when I had to keep watching it over and over again, I'm like, bro, like the sound of it is like Darby Allin. I wouldn't be surprised if his back was really fucked up, like for real, like spine. Like first thing I thought of was goddamn Mike Tyson, the post interview. He's like, I think I broke my back. My back is broken, spinal. That's the first thing I thought of, and I'm sure Darby Allin was saying that shit to himself after that match. But yeah, basically we're gonna head into this match here. We once the bell rang, Pac hit a multiple rebound clothesline for the near fall, and basically left Allin with little ability to fight back in the contest. But we know how Darby Allin is. Like he's resilient. His resilience was tested, but he eventually fall back in it after a near count out outside the ring. In the midst of this, everything started to turn around when Pac tweaked his ankle, and Darby Allin eventually target his ankle. Here comes Yuta right on schedule to help out. Made the save with a steel chair, but Darby Allin would eventually knock him out using that steel chair with a coffin drop on the ankle. And then eventually Darby Allin will lock in the Scorpion Deathlock to force a submission on Pac to get the victory. This was a great match, man. It's like hard hitting. These guys went after it, man, and I wouldn't mind seeing a trilogy of these matches, to be honest with you. After Darby Allin, he went out to Pac with vicious clarity, attack at ankle that previously sidelined Pac. But hey, look, it is what it is. He's the daredevil. He will pull out all stops to try to get a victory. And so after this, let me see here. I wouldn't be surprised if Darby, if he goes after the AEW championship. We know the history between him and MJF. Those two of the pillars of AEW. I pretty much expect them to cross paths once again at some point this year. If not this year, definitely next year. I feel like they're gonna keep the strap on MJF for a hot minute. I think he's gonna have that title for a hot minute, and so we'll see how that plays out. Next up, let me see here. Next up, we had a match between Hangman Adam Page and Brian Keith. As we know, early on in the show, Samoa Joe was basically announcing backstage that he had put a bounty on Page's head. And then this was ultimately accepted by Brian Keith. During this match, Big Bill tried to interfere to help him, but Swerve Strickland will come out there to make the save. Basically took out Big Bill with a chain. And this eventually set up a buckshot lariat from Hangman to Keith for the win. After the match, Hangman warned Samoa Joe that he would pretty much take everything from him. And then Swerve warned MJF that he Hangman were still coming for him. And to everyone's surprise, here comes Kenny Omega coming out to tell both men that he would pretty much go through them or anybody else to earn his way to the AEW World Championship. All three men would eventually agree that the best man would get to MJF because that is the common goal to get the strap up off him since he weaseled his way to the championship. After Hangman and Swerve left the ring, Don Callis would arrive to challenge his good old friend Kenny Omega to fight Josh Alexander. Kenny Omega wanted to fight on Wednesday on that night, but Don Callis was like, "Nah, let's go ahead and do it next week on Dynamite." So we'll be looking forward to that match. Let me see here. Next up, we have there was a backstage segment where Swerve would basically put over Jet Speed, giving them some words of encouragement. Before Hangman said he would team with them to challenge the Ops for the World Trios Championships on Collision. Next up after that, we had a match with Brody King going against Jonathan Cruz. Renee interviewed Brody King backstage before the match. He was basically hyping up Bandito, and then Jonathan Cruz would interrupt. Brody King revealed that he was facing Cruz next in the standby match. And so basically this match was a squash. Brody King, we know what he does in the ring, and yeah, he just made quick work of him and knocked him on up out of there, man. Thanks for showing up. Goodbye. And so there have been quite a number of squash matches on AEW Dynamite. And so I don't know, I don't know what the end game is for Brody King, but we'll see. And so next up, let me see here. Next up, we had a fatal four-way number one contenders match for the tag team championships. We had let me see here. So we had the Young Bucks, GOA. Let's see here. What's this match? Forgive me, y'all. Still a rusty. All right, so we had Davis and Doyle versus Jet Speed versus Young Bucks versus GOA. And so yeah, this match was pretty solid. Nothing but chaos to start it all out. All 8-man brawl in the ring. Tio Leona and Bishop Khan caught Matt Jackson with the open of the gates for the first near fall. Knight would catch Leona with a UFO splash on Leona, almost sealing the win. The Young Bucks would catch Speedball with the BT trigger, and Ricochet had to interfere to save the match. Jungle Jack Perry would come out there and attack Ricochet afterwards. And following chaos, GOA and the Young Bucks basically take each other out while Doyle and Davis isolated Knight. Hit him with the close your eyes finisher for the win. After the match, FTR arrived. They are the reigning tag team champions. Basically wheeling out. They wheeled out Stokely Hathaway, and then and the brawl quickly broke out between all of the teams. And so yeah, this match is pretty solid. Anytime you got 4 tag teams, going at it, man, you're bound to get some great competition, some great matches. And so we'll see how things play out with Doyle and Davis versus FTR. So let me see here. Next up, we had a backstage segment. Skyflight laid out challenges for Collision. We had Zeta Steel basically set to face Marina Shafir, and Top Flight and Scorpio Sky going against Josh Alexander, Kyle Fletcher, and El Quan. Let me see here. Next up, we had the Cosmic Babes of Wrath. I love these 3 women versus the Triangle of Madness. If you didn't know already, Cosmic Babes of Wrath is Willow Nightingale, Harley Cameron, and Chris Statlander. And so this was a back and forth match. Both trios basically showed off, how great their team synergy is. The Cosmic Babes of Wrath nearly got the victory after Statlander planted Tekla, and then Harley would jump on Willow's back for a double running senton. Then you had after this you had the let's see here. You had the Triangle of Madness. The Sisters of Sin and oh my God, their names Hard and Blue, Julia Hard and Sky Blue, basically broke up the pin. Before the action broke down, Chris Statlander would save Willow from a Tekla spear, basically sacrificing herself and taking the spear, and then she took a stomp from Tekla, which sealed the win for her team. Like I said, this was a solid match, man. These 2 teams, they definitely go at it when they're in the ring, and so we'll see what happens in regards to the tag team championships as well. The women's AEW Women's Tag Team Championships as well as the TBS Championship. We'll see who's going to challenge for those titles. Next up, we had the AEW Men's World Championship. MJF versus Bandito. Bandito he's been making a name for himself, man. He's been on point ever since him and Brody King lost their tag championships. Brodeo has been stepping up to the plate. So yeah, MJF tried to steal a victory right off the jump, with a little quick roll up, but all of the early pin attempts that he tried only solidified that this is going to be a long fight for him. It wasn't going to be no easy run for this guy. And so during this match, MJF, he mocked Bandito while focusing on his left arm. Bandito turned the tide with a tope suicida, followed by a crossbody over the barricade on MJF. Bandito then hit a combination of a poison Rana into a cold red for a close near fall. MJF held the ropes on the first 21-plex attempt, and then eventually turned it into the heat seeker. Bandito would eventually fight it off, but he got caught with the follow-up springboard with a cutter for a near fall. Then the 2 eventually traded near pins late, but Bandito reversed it into an X knee and a 21-plex. Bandito was slow to get to the pin. MJF turned the pin into the Salt of the Earth. What is it? Okay, yeah. So MJF turned the pin into the Salt of the Earth, which transitioned into a label lock, causing Bandito to pass out from the pain on his injured arm. After the match, MJF basically put over Bandito, giving him his props as a future AEW champion, saying that it was why that he needed to hurt him more so he could goes and continues to attack Bandito, only for Brody King to make the save before MJF could try to rip off his mask, because he tried to I don't know what it is, man. Yeah, that like the heels whenever they feud with a luchador, it's like, yeah, I'm like the ultimate go-to. Yeah, we just take this motherfucker's mask off, bro. Make him feel it, make him embarrassed. Like it's like, damn, you could do other things to embarrass a luchador. Why you gotta take off the mask, man? Come on, man. Let's come on. It's getting old. Like the whole removing the mask shit is getting old, bro. Like I'm tired of it, man. I'm like, you got other ways to embarrass luchadors, man. Like you don't have to remove the mask. Come on, man. But anyway, that was pretty much the main event there. Like I said, it was a good, solid match. MJF, retained his championship, made it. He's still looking strong, bro. Bandito, he had the little injury or whatever, but it's just not his time yet. Who knows? Who knows how long it'll be before he ever gets to that, gets another opportunity for one, much less win the AEW World Championship. I don't see him ever winning it, but you never know, man. You never know. So yeah, that concludes the Dynamite portion of things. Next up, my phone ready for it. Let's see. Okay, get you ready for the Collision results. And so yeah, we had our first match. We had Jet Speed and Hangman Adam Page defeating. Let me see. Make sure I got that right. Defeating the Ops to win the AEW Trios Championship. After the match, Swerve and Strickland Swerve Strickland, Prince Nana came out to applaud their victory. Tony Schiavone interviewed FTR and Stokely on the stage. Half the way, praised the Don Callis family for earning a shot at the titles and said that they have everything except the ability to defeat FTR. FTR halfway also took shots at the crowd during the segment. Let me see here. Next up, we had our match. Andrade, who just returned to AEW for like the third time, accompanied by Don Callis family, or Don Callis, defeated Angelico, who has Serpentico in his corner. Eddie Kingston, him and Ortiz had a match against the grizzled young veterans. It was a pretty solid match there. And then next up, we had a match between Marina Shafir. She basically forced Zeta Steel to go to sleep with her finisher. And then John Moxley was providing commentary during this match. Next up, we had a match with Cal Fletcher, Josh Alexander, and Klon, basically defeating Top Flight and Scorpio Sky in trios action. With Don Callis joining commentary. After the match, Konosuke Takeshita came out and faced off with Cal Fletcher before hugging him, ignoring everyone else in the ring. So very interesting development there. We'll see how things play out on Dynamite next week as well as Collision. And then we also have Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford defeating Viva Van and Danielle Camella, formerly known as Vanessa Bourne in NXT. Jack Perry defeated Anthony Bowens to earn a shot at the AEW National Championship. Ricochet was on commentary during this match. After the match, Jack Perry and Ricochet would have a brawl. Anthony Bowens did thank the fans for supporting AEW. Then Tony Khan would eventually come out thanking everyone for their support and announce AEW would be heading to Tucson. He added that they promised the fans that they will get another AEW pay-per-view after Double or Nothing. So that was pretty much the Collision. I think Collision usually only runs about an hour or so. And so it's almost like how Velocity and Sunday Night Heat was, on their particular days. You pretty much get like a 1 hour, get like an hour and a half of wrestling. People that don't necessarily get as much shine on the main show, but in this case, AEW, like a lot of the top talent get shine on Collision and Dynamite. So, that's what I respect about Collision. A lot of things that they can't have on Dynamite, it's pretty much like a carryover into Collision. And so, I love it. And so, Collision, I feel like Collision is pretty much like I want to say it's basically taking the place of what Rampage was supposed to be. And I feel like Rampage, them trying to do their thing on Friday nights was not working because they were going against SmackDown. And at the end of the day, you're not beating SmackDown. You're not beating WWE in ratings. It's not happening. So they say, all right, bet. We're going to do Collision, and we're going to do it on Saturdays, where, it's not so much going on, outside of sports. You got football going on, you got basketball, baseball's over, but, Collision, there's still a fair amount of people tuning in on Saturdays, for wrestling. So, they picked a good day, to have Collision on. I know every now and then they'll, when they pre-tape stuff, they'll usually have it air like right after Dynamite. And so, depending on if there's like a WWE pay-per-view or a AEW pay-per-view on the weekend, that's usually when they'll have Collision on a Thursday, or Wednesday or Thursday, whichever day they decide to pick it on. But yeah, so that's been this episode of All Elite Recap. And so forgive me, it's been a while since I did this thing, man. So I got to get back into the groove. I'm using whatever is left of my laptop, only because I had to pull up some of the highlights and stuff and try to get everything going. But I will have me a new laptop soon. But yeah, so next week I should be back into the swing of things, a lot more comfortable and get the nerves out, So yeah, thanks for always going to be tuning in to this when it drops. Appreciate Mike for producing it for me. And so tomorrow, we'll be back at it with another episode of the Sunday Night Pod. What was it? I forgot what we called the Sunday show. But yeah, so tune in for that when that episode's dropped tomorrow night. And then we got Monday Night Raw, dog, me and Coach. And then stay tuned for the NXT, who's next NXT with Virgil. And then we got the SmackDown show with Fritos. So yeah, we getting back into the swing of things. Big things are on the horizon for the podcast, for the We Book It podcast. And so we appreciate you guys' support, and we welcome more support. So keep getting the word out there, keep supporting us. We appreciate everything. So yeah, once again, it's Big Daddy C signing out. Peace.